90-day legislative session is about halfway over, and a number of education bills are up for debate.
Well, Project Baltimore's Chris Papps speaks with two new senators from Baltimore City, home to one of the state's most underperforming school districts.
Mary Washington and Antonio Hayes are both Baltimore City's newest senators. They both came from the House of Delegates, and they both unseated longtime elected officials who got caught up in a series of Project Baltimore reports. When it comes to education policy, Mary Washington and Antonio Hayes are focused on funding.
We all are committed to making sure we have fair and equitable funding.
Both believe money going to public schools should be increased, especially in lower income areas of Baltimore City.
Mainly in Baltimore, a lot of kids are experience a lot of trauma before they get to the school, right? Just making sure that, they have the proper resources they need to help them out.
When it comes to oversight of additional funding, Washington supports local control instead of a statewide inspector general proposed by Governor Larry Hogan.
I don't support having a single individual at the top level.
Hayes believes there's already enough school accountability.
I believe right now there's a lot of checks and balances. What I want to focus on right now is making sure that young people have all the resources they can to be successful.
On election night last spring, Washington and Hayes defeated incumbents who had a combined 38 years in elected office. Hayes ousted Barbara Robinson by 31 points. Washington edged out Joan Carter Conway by 2.5.
I was there.
A few months earlier, Conway and Robinson were the focus of a series of Fox 45 reports. For Bill 302, you weren't there.
Well, you might have thought I wasn't there, but I was in this building, okay? So, and the speakers are on.
Baltimore City mom, Julie Gaskins, took a day off of work, drove to Annapolis, and waited 5 hours to testify before her senators about how Baltimore City schools had failed to educate her son. But when she took the mic, her elected leaders took off. Project Baltimore was there as she spoke to empty chairs. You left while she was speaking?
Yeah, I had to go to take care of something, and I came back.
You came back with food and drink?
Okay, but I came back.
I think the people were paying attention.
Gaskins believes that day played a role in what happened during the election when Conway and Robinson lost their bids for re-election.
I was surprised that it happened, and so I'm just moving forward and trying to make sure that at least I'm as attentive that I can be to the constituents that I serve.
I hope it sends a strong message to those that are who are replacing them that these issues cannot go on unaddressed.
It's really important that we stay in our seats and that we be present. And I'm going to do the best that I can to do that.
You cannot turn your back on the residents of Baltimore City.
Former Senator Robinson did recently contact Project Baltimore about doing an interview to speak with us about what happened, and we are planning to speak with her later this month. Until then, we want to hear from you. Do you have a story that you want to share, something you want us to investigate? Call our hotline, send me an email, go to foxbaltimore.com to follow our progress. I'm Chris Papps, and this is Project Baltimore.